next knife I would like to talk to you about is a knife that I picked up when I went up north with my wife for one of the fruit festivals. This knife is a Damascus steel knife. Now again, this knife is like a half stop. Very nice, very easy to open. I'd say about a 5. The Damascus steel is a beautiful steel that during the process of being made, the metal is heated and folded in and folded in and folded in many times. And what it does for you, and during the process, it'll give you a metal that'll give you a razor sharp edge that'll hold every time. This knife is another knife that's not a name brand knife per se. I've not been able to find any markings on it. All I know is it's one of the most beautiful knives I've seen, like brass bolsters. The pins are laying flush with the bone. This is like a white bone and somewhat like a horn material, and I love the way they've got the metal inlay to separate each segment. Another thing is the filing on the back of the knife. I'll flip it over so you can see it. That filing on the back of the knife is a sign of really well-made knives. The lining of the knife there's some type of a red material that's like a synthetic material, but it runs through the whole theme of the knife, and it's just beautiful on either side. It's the brass bolsters. Even the inside of the knife has been filed. Just beautiful. And like I said, this was one that I got when I went up north. I have not used it. Every time I try to use this knife, I'm not able to do it because it's just like a piece of artwork to me. So it's probably one that's going to stay in the collection and just for me to look at when I get a chance. The next knife is also Damascus steel. This is steel. This is a Hen and Rooster, which is a popular brand. The thing I love about this knife, again, is this is a knife that I was gifted to by my wife, who has excellent taste in pocket knives. This Damascus steel is the same type of steel that I was telling you with the other knife that I just spoke about. Hen and Rooster is a brand that's been around for a long time. This one in particular I love because the pins are screws. They're not just punched in and so these will be able to, you could take these loose. The wood handle on here is just beautiful wood. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is, but I know it has an inlay that looks like mother of pearl, and the inlay is the head of a deer. Just beautiful. The back spring is filed. The back spring itself is also, part of it is like a Damascus steel. This is a lock blade. When you fold it in, open it up all the way, in order to close it, you have to push the lock there. This knife has also had on the bolsters, it looks like there's some Damascus steel coloring or something there. Very well made knife. This knife, it's not fully centered. Usually a knife should be like right in the middle, but I don't worry about that so much. The quality of the knife. It has a lanyard ring on the back end of it, so that you can put like a rope of some sort in there. Again, that back spring is just beautiful. And the woods, and this is a very well-made knife. It's pretty solid. I don't see a whole lot of any gapping or anything. There is, however, just a little bit of wobble in the blade, but I imagine that can be tightened up if I wanted to with these screws here. Again, this knife is Hen and Rooster. Very well made knife, and it's a brand name that I have other ones like this, but not this particular kind. It's just a beautiful knife and a well-known company. Last but not least, is a little knife, again, that was gifted to me by my wife. This knife is also Damascus steel. It's like nickel silver bolsters. The scales are turquoise, and it looks like onyx. These are stones, and just beautiful. On either side, it's the same. It's a wood. This wood is wood on the other side. I'm sorry. This is a wood on the other side, and this is more of the turquoise and onyx. And I love the way that it is divided with this metal. This knife is a very, very tight knife. The liner is brass lined and steel spring. It also has a lock on it. So when you open your blade, in order to close the knife, you really got to push that spring down. And I think I'll leave it alone. Oh, there it is. Sometimes they tighten up a little bit, but it has a good walk and talk. It also has very sturdy. There's hardly any wobble in there at all. This knife is a beautiful knife for just carrying around in your pocket. If you have a vest pocket or a small pocket in your jeans, you can put this knife in there, and it's perfect for that. It's more of a decorative knife for when you go out. We call them Sunday knives, where you have a little pocket knife in your vest pocket or in your pant pocket. With knives this small, I would advise you to put it in like a little slip. Leather slip where you can put it in there so it won't fall out of your pocket, or if by chance you have a hole in your pocket, it won't fall through. All right, well, thank you so much for your visit today. One of these days soon we'll talk about more knives. Thank you again from AV2 Knife Talk.